Hi guys and welcome to the Lucky Stove. I'm Danielle and today we're making dinner. Hi guys, welcome to the Lucky Stove.
Okay,
Hi guys, I'm Danielle.
so I'm Randy. I'm the Papa.
Hi guys and welcome
You stove.
Hey guys and welcome welcome to the Lucky Stove.
Just stop.
Hey guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Otherwise, the government will listen to your every move and watch your every sentence.
We have a dinner in mind, a full-fledged dinner. Maybe not 5-course, all that stuff. I don't have time for that. I would, but I mean, then I'd have to get dressed up and I'd put my makeup on, do my hair. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, anyway, sorry. My past caught up. We're gonna make fried chicken, our coconut mushroom gravy that is on our blog. We are going to make mashed cauliflower, and I can't make green beans, but I can prepare them. I'm gonna warm them up. They're in a jar. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do, and then we're just gonna get started, okay? So check it out over here. I have the Notenshop Tarwegluten. Vital wheat gluten, folks. That's what it is. Sorry, I can't tell you any other way to say it. It's vital wheat gluten Tarwegluten. So I'm getting this bowl ready with this Tarwegluten because this is going to be what I batter the chicken with. Some people use protein powder. My protein powder has vanilla flavoring in it, so no. Now we have some seasonings here: pink salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and chili powder, of course. All right, guys, so I would start pink Himalayan salt. Pink salt, from what I understand, has no carbs. At least that's what it never marks carbs in my carb manager. So that may look like a lot, and guess what it is? I'm also going to salt the eggs. I salt both. I salt them both because you can get flavoring on one and it'll never even touch the chicken. So there's that. You could just season the chicken, but I don't want to. I just want to season the things it's going to be dipped in. Okay, now I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon. But keep in mind, guys, you have to mind your own macros here. Seasonings have carbs. You may not want to count them, but they're there. Okay, they're there. I don't want you to be disappointed. Use the seasonings that you like that best represent your fried chicken, your favorite fried chicken. But we like salt, pepper, garlic, and chili powder, or any other spicy type outside of black pepper. Okay? So I'm just going to add a little bit here. I'll do it like this so I can control it. I could just get a teaspoon, but I won't. See, that's not much at all. It's not much, which means I'm probably going to add more while I'm over here inhaling the fumes of the powder. Oh, my word. That was a bit too much. That's okay. We like it spicy. We like it spicy. There we go. Now, that's definitely more than 1/4. That looks like 1/2 teaspoon. So, like I said, you guys mind your own macros. I'm going to add some pepper to the eggs as well as to the batter, the flour. As you would flour your, you would use flour or shake and bake or whatever to, instead, I'm using these. I'm using the Tarwegluten. I know I could use crushed pork rinds, but I'm not gonna. Because I want to eat them for later, for snack. It's the weekend, hello. And garlic powder. Okay, again, I know it seems like I beat a dead horse, but seasonings have carbs, and I just don't want you guys to be upset if you start making something and you're really disappointed because you type it into your manager and hopefully you count your spices too, and then you realize, dude, that's not what I wanted. I wanted something more. So all that being said, now I'm going to mix all this together with a whisk so that way all the seasonings are well combined, and then we're going to start the dipping process. what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken thighs here, and we're going to dredge them into our flour mixture, and then we're going to dredge them into the eggs, and then we're going to dredge them back into the flour mixture after they set a little bit on the table, and then we're going to fry them up in some coconut oil. Did I say on the table? I mean on the plate. We can't put the raw meat on the table. First, yeah, I'm using my hands and I'm doing this. It's like, okay, either hold it or don't hold it, right? Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna put it in here. Dredge. And now I'm gonna throw it back into the flour. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to let it rest, and then I'm going to toss it one more time. I'm going to toss it. So there we go. Now I'm going to use my other hand. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do this, but just in case you don't, you usually reserve one hand for dry, one hand for wet. All right. Just shove it in there. Smash it. Pop it. Sip it. Kick it. Just kidding. I'm going to wind up with the camera and the egg mixture if I'm not careful. So here we go. We're going to let this sit here. Now you saw how I do this one. I'll do one more, and then I'm going to get the rest on the way, okay? And then we'll go on to the oven. Then you'll see me do this last one. Oops, I did it wrong already. See, I dumped it in the egg, and then I'm going to put it in the flour. Can you do it that way? Absolutely. Do you have to double batter? Absolutely not. Here we go. It's back in here with this guy. I'm going to help it introduce it to the family here. Hello, family. Hello. I'm such a weirdo. I'm not even going to re-dip it. But you saw how I did the first one. I dipped it in the flour first, and then I dipped it in the egg. And then I dipped it back in the flour mixture. So I will see you in a little bit after we have all this done, and we'll get some coconut oil in a frying pan, and we'll have some other things going on too. We'll be, what is that called? Multitasking. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we're all battered up. I'm at the stove here. I'm about to tick this thing on. Let's see. Yes, you know what that sounds like? Progress. Action. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to add some coconut oil to the pan, enough to fry. I use coconut oil for frying. I use coconut oil mostly, period. How much? You need to use as much as you can to fill the bottom of the pan for frying. I mean, we're obviously not deep frying because I'm not going to waste I'm not going to waste money on using so much coconut oil, but I'm going to fry it well. So we're going to let this melt, and then we're going to go and get started. I'm excited, guys. I've been wanting some fried chicken, and now we're going to have it. So, like, what? So, let's get this thing melted. I have it on kind of low. I'm just going to get this hotter really quickly just to melt it. And then we'll start adding the chicken. And we will not crowd the pan. Your chicken will be soggy, because your chicken will start steaming as opposed to frying, and that's not what you want to do. So if you're going to use any oils for frying, you want to use coconut oil. I've heard that you can use avocado oil. You can use that salad dressing. and also olive oil. Don't use olive oil for cooking because it'll become rancid in its state of cooking. It's bad for your belly. Bad for your belly. All right, this is melted, and I usually like to wait for my oil to get really hot. If anybody has ever watched me fry fried chicken with or without coconut oil, they know that I like my chicken on the darker side of life because I think it gives it a better flavor. It's hot enough. I can hear it sizzling. You hear that? Well, don't put your ear so close. You're gonna get burnt. Okay, so now we're gonna add these. I'm excited. I'm gonna turn the temperature down a little bit to medium high. And we're gonna get going. All right, here we go. Number one. Sizzle, sizzle, pop, pop. That's one. I would prefer that it was hotter. I should wait, but I'm not going to now because the other guy's already in there. So here's that one. And obviously, the smaller ones are going to cook faster, so keep that in mind. If you have smaller pieces of chicken. And when you lay the chicken down, always put splash. Make sure that it would go splashing away from your body. If you put it too close, like I said, you're going to wind up with steamed chicken. So let me stop playing with it now. Make sure that it all gets, the oil gets to it all. And give it, I don't know if you know how to fry chicken, because some people don't. But what you want to do is give it 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I'm lying, folks. It depends on the thickness of your chicken. You want your chicken to be at this temperature. It's here at the screen. You want the doneness of your chicken. You want it at this temperature. That's to prevent salmonella. So I'm getting the pot ready. So that way we can also get the mashed cauliflower on the way. So in the meantime, check that out. Beautiful. Oh my word. Now, don't put your ear too close or you're going to regret it when you get burnt. Your hair might catch on fire. Here we go. So, what do you think, guys? They look beautiful, don't they? Alright, so we're going to let those go. We have the other ones to cook. Like I said, they need a little bit of time. Follow the temperature setting for chicken. The settings for chicken. Use a thermometer or do the fork test. Pick one open, the fattest one, cut it open, and if it's not ready, then put it back in the pan. That's what we do sometimes. Okay, so I'll be back, and I'll get the cauliflower going for the mash. Alright guys, we're on a second batch of chicken. We have the first batch ready here on a cooling rack, on a wire rack, so that way the fat doesn't sit in as fat. Now we got our cauliflower rice here, our riced cauliflower. And we're going to pour it in this pot and cover it. So we'll just cover it with water. The whole point is to cover it so we can kind of like boil it. You can do it in the microwave too. And it'd probably take a lot less time. This is 400 grams. Usually they say this for 2 people. But we always make it go for 3. I mean, 1 bakya, 2 people. Or 3 people rather. Alright. Alright guys. So we've got the coconut flour here, a tablespoon, and we have a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, all in this container, which is white. So you're going to not really be able to see it until I sprinkle it in here. But here we go. See that? Well, obviously, right? You see something. Gonna see something. Anyway, so now we've let these dry ingredients be absorb the fat. And if it feels like it's too little fat, add some of it back in. You didn't throw away that good fat that you used to fry that chicken, right? Right. Of course, you know that you should reserve the fats from your meats. So that way you can cook with them. Right? Alright. Now I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add some hot water. So that way the ingredients can meld well together. I'll be back. Alright guys, I've got 400 milliliters of water here. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I'm going to use. I just have it ready. And this is hot water. So now I'm going to bring it in. And I'm just going to stir. I'm right-handed, so if you're thinking this is awkward, it is. If you're thinking I'm looking awkward, I feel awkward because I'm right-handed and I'm stirring it with my left hand. So now all of these are going to come together. Break them away from each other. Depending on how thick you want it, will determine how much water you add. But I had 400 just because. And it looks like I left just under 100, so I have 300 milliliters of water in the pan. And now I'm going to let the water connect with all the dry good stuff and the fond and all this wonderfulness. And they'll come back together. So, Give it a good stir. Let all of the ingredients come together and love on each other. And then check on it once in a while and taste it for seasoning because, buddy, you are almost done. All right, the gravy is simmering away, nice and thick and delicious. So now we just have to finish off the Caulimash. Oh, and the green beans, of course, but green beans aren't hard, are they? If you pull them from a jar. But on to the next rodeo. We have the cauliflower, very tender. So now all we have to do is squeeze the water out. And that's where it's going to be a little bit painful. So you can either let it cool very much or not. Or you don't squeeze it out at all, but then you have kind of like a watery mash. And all those pictures that you see of everybody with their fluffy mashed potatoes, you're going to be like all jealous and like, well, why did I get it fluffy? And that's real potatoes. That's not cauliflower. And I just... Or you can squeeze the water out. So what we're going to do is put a towel. I have a colander here. I have a bowl. Yeah, you could probably be saying this is dangerous. So let's take this to a non-dangerous place. Let's take it to the plat table. I've got a bowl, a colander, but you see the holes are too big for my colander. So I have a towel. All of that so that way we can squeeze as much water out as possible. You dump it in there. I know some of you may think I don't want to put it in my kitchen towel. That's gross. Then don't. I believe that you can buy cheesecloth, and that's made specifically for squeezing cheese. And you do have to let it cool down. It will burn your hands. It's not a cool thing to have your hands burn over some low-carb mashed potatoes. So what you want to do is let it cool down some. Or you can try to be a hero, which you wouldn't be a hero for doing that. You're not a hero for doing that. Let it cool down, and then when you're ready, you just twist it up into a ball such as this, and you squeeze. You see that? You see all the water coming out? And I drained it. I already drained it. That's why I have a bowl underneath to catch the water. So, like I said, let it cool. I'll be back after I've done my duty, and I'll see you at the next water bottle. All right, guys, so I did the deed. I squeezed it out. This is usually what it looks like. If you squeeze it out really well, it'll look less than this. This is 400 grams of cauliflower. Don't forget that you still have to equate for all 400 grams of cauliflower, even if you squeeze it out and it doesn't look like it anymore. But now it looks more like potato, right? So here we go. I'm gonna put it back in the pot, so that way I can add my cream enhancers, and then we can start mashing away. So here it is in the pot. I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream. I would say like a 1/4 cup, and then I start with a 1/4 cup, and then I add, okay? So, about there. I'm going to use some butter. I use a lot of butter. Do this to your taste, guys. Look at that. That's about, I want to say 25 grams of butter. A little less, no, like 50. A little over 50 grams of butter. Okay, so in that goes. But not with the wrapper. I love butter. And now I'm just gonna, I would get my stomper for the stompot, but I don't like the way it acts. After I do this part, you guys can go one extra step, which I will, which is to get my my handy dandy stuff mixer and to have it blend. No, I won't do it. We'll have it a little chunky. I used to make smashed potatoes. I wouldn't peel the potato, so, but I loved it. I loved it anyway. I don't know if it was lazy or what, but it wasn't the thick skins of potato. It was the thin skin of potato. So I'm just gonna do this to my best. 200 grams of cream cheese. Not all of it. Half. 100 grams of cream cheese. You must be thinking, oh my gosh, oh my inflammation with all this dairy. But dairy doesn't affect me that way. If it affects you this way, maybe you can use coconut cream. Oh man, that'd be so good. Coconut cream. With your, and a mayonnaise or something. Or a mayo, because it won't matter because it's not dairy, right? Oh my gosh, but that would be so good. Alright, so I'm gonna take this back to the stove to get it hot. This is it. Get those green beans on the fire. The gravy is done, the chicken is done. Salt this and pepper it to taste. And then we some business, y'all. We have our fried chicken. We have our mashed cauliflower. I didn't say mashed potatoes, I did say mashed cauliflower. So, and then we have our green beans. And we're all done. See, dinner doesn't have to be hard. If you're recording, it's kind of hard because you gotta keep stopping. But otherwise, dinner doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. Fried chicken, mashed cauliflower, green beans. And I'm all good. It's exciting. All right, guys. So, piece of chicken here. Nice and delicious, nice and juicy. And in for the taste test. This one is not the crispier one. Usually I give the not so crispy things to Renee, but that's good. Don't forget, guys, you have to mind your own salt intake. I like salt. I didn't go heavy on the salt. If you want some salt, add some salt. You need to add salt. You need the electrolytes. Don't forget, if you want any more dinner recipes, ideas. I'm so rude, I'm talking with my mouth full. If you want any more dinner or any mealtime recipes, let us know. Comment down below. Now the mash. You want it smoother? Use your staff mixer. What else? Ah, the green beans. Now everybody knows what green beans taste like, but what are green beans without butter and salt? Just green sticks. It's a dinner fit for a king, a queen, a king. Thank you so much for joining us at the Lucky Stove. May your stove bring you luck or a coupon. Do not forget to subscribe, to click the like button, to share. We've got a lot of recipes there. And the mushroom recipe is definitely on there. See you next time. Bye!
Okay, guys, don't forget to comment down below. Guys?